All right, well, hey, folks, we are Equivion. I'm here with David and John, our CPAs, and we help small businesses with their bookkeeping, their tax returns, their tax reduction planning, payroll, just everything. But we do it in a way that we're on a mission to help you actually achieve better results. We want to help you build a more scalable, more profitable business, which means we provide proactive tax reduction planning alongside kind of a CFO perspective where we're going to help you manage your inventory, manage your sales tax issues, your income tax issues, everything. And you don't have to hire your own in-house accountant. You can outsource to David and John. And you guys are CPAs. You've been at Deloitte up until this point. Now you've started Equivion. But John, we're going to talk a little bit about tax reduction planning. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and talk about what are some of the common strategies, whether people are in a Shopify business or they're a contractor, maybe they're a landscaping contractor, a real estate agent, or even a lot of consultants we do work with, dentists, healthcare, really just about every type of small business. Talk to us about tax reduction planning. What does that look like from Equivion, and help us understand a little more.
Yeah, so my name is John. I'm a partner here at Equivion, where we focus on tax reduction strategies. And what that usually looks like is just a quick 45-minute tax consultation call where we take a look into your business and see where you would benefit from certain tax reduction strategies, such as Augusta rule, renting your house to yourself, maybe electing S corporation, accountable plan. Wide variety of different things, and even your general business transactions such as buying machinery, buying equipment, buying real estate. So yeah, those are just some of the reduction strategies that we look into for you.
Yeah. And what I've come to realize, and this is genuine, there are so many people on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube everywhere talking about tax reduction planning. But what's interesting is not all of them are CPAs. And you guys are not only CPAs, but you're CPAs that came from one of the big four. You came from Deloitte. You used to work with billion-dollar operations, very big businesses. There's not a tax return that you can't stare down and handle. And folks, when you're working on tax reduction planning, he rifled off a couple of ideas. But the principle is when you have an expert engaged with your business throughout the year, not only looking for opportunities to save in taxes, but bringing leadership to you so that you spend your money well, that's when all of a sudden you get these dramatic changes in how much tax you owe. And really, there's income tax, federal income tax, state income tax. You have Social Security taxes, Medicare taxes, and even some stuff with sales tax when it comes to planning and whatnot. That there are approaches that you guys bring to the table. One of the big ones is just understanding not only should you use an S corp versus a Schedule C or the sole proprietor, but how do you maximize it? Not only how do you maximize it, but how do you stay out of trouble with the IRS? And I don't know, John, what comes to mind when you hear S corp? There's so many people that talk about S corps and whatnot, but what should people know? How does it save taxes? What do they need to be careful of? How do you set them up? What does that actually look like when Equivion helps with S corps and tax mitigation?
Yeah, so I get this question a lot, and to be truthful with you, it's not a silver bullet. It's not something where you elect S corporation and you don't pay self-employment taxes, which is true to a degree. But what you also have to think about is also the Cuba deduction. As an S corp, you don't get to take the Cuba deduction in certain situations. So we really try to dive deep and see if it actually makes sense for your business, because it doesn't always end up making sense for your business. So
Yeah.
that's where we kind of step in and help you understand that.
So for folks listening to that, he's talking about the Tax Cut and Jobs Act has a new qualified business income deduction plus, and that brings complexities to an S corp. And not only that, but depending on your goal, sometimes when you start to hire your children, or you might start shifting income, or maybe you start getting into some retirement planning using SEP IRAs, simple IRAs, 401ks, accountable plans, or maybe some more fringe benefits, or maybe you even get in and you start using their, and I know we never do this, but there's such thing as using your defined benefit plans where you fund a pension if you have big spikes in your income. All of those go into play, and you have to lay them all out on the table and understand how they're going to impact each other. That's really what you guys are talking about, right? What thoughts come to mind that tax planning invades on, or what other things come to mind? Anything?
Yeah, definitely. Just touching on the retirement plans that you talked about. I mean, there is a retirement plan that's best suited for each business owner, and it's a unique need for each business owner. So that's another thing that we love to go over with you and make sure that you have the right retirement plan set up for your business, so that you can put money away in your sock drawer, so to say, and minimize that tax liability as well while doing that.
Yeah, and it was funny. I just had another customer of ours come in, and they have an excavation company, and it's interesting how few CPAs, your typical CPAs, and I mean that nicely, but they don't provide that leadership because they get so bogged down in the day-to-day tax returns. They don't say no to the individual work so that they can actually focus like what you're doing. And I love that about what you guys are doing. If folks like the idea, if they're not certain they're doing everything possible to reduce their taxes, or if they think there's a possibility that maybe they're leaving some money on the table, what does the process look like? How do they do a consultation with you? And help us understand that a little bit.
Yeah, so you can book a consultation on our website, www.equivion.com, where you'll speak to either me or David. It's usually a 45-minute call where we dive deep into your financials and take a look at what kind of tax strategies we can implement for your business.
Yeah. Dave, John, thank you. If you guys aren't certain, I'm telling you, please reach out. It's a game to us. We want to find ways to save you in taxes. We want to find ways to help you build a more scalable operation too. We understand how hard business ownership is, and we just genuinely, we care for entrepreneurs and small businesses, and you're in good hands with these guys. They will take good care of you. So book a consultation, hit the connect button, and find some places on our calendar here, and we'll take good care of you. So thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Rob.